Russian YouTuber Vitaly Zdorovetskiy, infamous for his prank videos, has been arrested in the Philippines on charges of harassment and theft.
His freedom is literally at stake. And speaking of the other stake, he's also now banned from Kick.com. So that stake deal is gone. Kick does not want to risk being banned in a whole country.
Guys, isa pang video ni Vitaly. Let's go.
Vitaly Zdorovetskiy just got the ultimate wake-up call. From luxury mansions and YouTube fame to a yellow prison shirt in one of the harshest facilities in the Philippines. This isn't a prank. This is real. The once untouchable king of viral chaos has officially hit rock bottom, and what started out as a clout-chasing trip to the Philippines has now become a full-blown international scandal. We're talking failed bail, steroid withdrawal, a body transformation, jail transfers, international rejection, and yes, he might have accidentally helped change the law. This is the full story of how Vitaly lost it after getting sent to a maximum security prison.
Madam, I'm gonna rob you if you keep walking away. I want to give you money. No? Okay. No. Okay, because you got a COVID mask. You live.
It all started with a series of reckless, borderline, unhinged live streams. Vitaly, now known for his in-real-life antics, decided to turn the streets of the Philippines into his playground. What followed was pure chaos. He harassed pedestrians, mocked security guards, yelled at elderly women in public, stalked locals on scooters shouting, "Give me your scooter now."
Give me your scooter now. Give me your scooter now. Give me your scooter now. I give you money. Bro, the police is here. They're watching. Give me. I pay. Explain to him what's gonna happen. No. Okay, take me for a ride. No. Yes, you're gonna take me for a ride.
It wasn't just cringe, it was criminal. Filipinos didn't laugh, they got angry. They filmed him back, they reported him. Before long, the streamer known for outrunning stadium security was suddenly cornered by the real thing. Arrested and detained in the Philippines. At first, he was held in a Bureau of Immigration facility. Think of it as jail light. A holding spot. Not quite freedom, but nowhere near the hellscape waiting for him next. Vitaly faces multiple criminal charges after live streaming several incidents in Bonifacio Global City, where he was seen harassing a security guard, disturbing an elderly woman, and allegedly stealing an electric fan and a tricycle, both later abandoned. He broadcast the footage on his now deactivated Kick channel under the title Vitaly Disturbing the Peace in the Philippines. Vitaly, known online as Vitaly ZDTV, wasn't just some prankster on YouTube. He was a walking controversy. Born in Russia in 1992 and raised in the United States, Vitaly grew up hustling. He worked odd jobs, even briefly starred in adult films, before discovering the magic formula: outrageous pranks plus a camera equals viral fame. His content often blurred the line between shock and stupidity, but it worked. His YouTube channel exploded to over 10 million subscribers, and for a while, it seemed like Vitaly could do no wrong. That illusion wouldn't last.
Bro will do anything for it. And he's been making YouTube videos for a long time. And like early on, he gets big doing prank videos. Like here's one where he pretends to be a zombie and like chases people around.
In 2012, Vitaly pulled one of his earliest and most infamous publicity stunts. He staged a prank where he pretended to have a bee inside a suitcase, deliberately scaring unsuspecting pedestrians in a public area. As you'd expect, people panicked. Some ran for their lives, genuinely fearing they were in danger. The prank sparked chaos, and it wasn't long before the authorities got involved. Vitaly was quickly arrested for the stunt, and although he framed it as just a joke, the incident marked one of the first serious moments where his content crossed the line from comedy into criminal behavior. It was a warning sign of the pattern that would follow.
Then, in 2012, he does a prank where he pretends to have a bomb in a suitcase. And of course, this freaks people out and they run away.
Back in July 2014, the world saw one of his most infamous stunts. Vitaly stormed the field during the FIFA World Cup final between Germany and Argentina. We're talking about one of the most watched sporting events on the planet. And there he was, shirtless with "natural-born prankster" written across his chest, sprinting across the pitch. Security slammed him to the ground. He was arrested by Brazilian authorities, fined, and banned from FIFA events. But instead of being humbled, he wore it like a badge of honor. In May 2016, he was at it again, this time climbing the iconic Hollywood sign in Los Angeles. He vlogged the whole thing, sitting up there for nearly an hour while helicopters circled and park rangers scrambled to get him down. He was arrested for trespassing and released on bail. He faced potential jail time and fines, but once again, he walked away and turned it into content. Just a few weeks later, in June 2016, Vitaly decided to take the chaos to the NBA Finals. During Game 4 between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors, he ran shirtless onto the court mid-game. Cameras caught everything. Security tackled him, and police dragged him out of the arena. Another arrest. Another high-profile disruption. Another moment where Vitaly proved he was addicted to attention, even if it meant getting hauled off in handcuffs.
2 weeks later, at the NBA Finals game, he runs onto the court shirtless during...
Then came the 2017 World Series. It's Game 5 in Houston. The Astros are playing the Dodgers. And just after Carlos Correa hits a home run, boom, Vitaly's on the field again. He sprints across the diamond like it's his personal playground. The crowd boos. Security swarms. He's arrested and taken away once more. At this point, it wasn't even shocking. It was just expected.
17 at the World Series, during the game, he runs out onto the field in his underwear, and they...
That same year, he took things global again, this time in Egypt. Vitaly attempted to climb the Great Pyramid of Giza. This isn't just some tourist faux pas. It's a serious crime in Egypt. Local authorities arrested him, interrogated him, and detained him for days. He was eventually deported, but it was clear his antics were starting to burn real diplomatic bridges. He wasn't just embarrassing himself, he was embarrassing nations. But the worst came in 2020. In April of that year, Vitaly was arrested in Miami Beach, Florida for aggravated battery. According to reports, he allegedly launched a completely unprovoked attack on a female jogger. She suffered serious facial injuries and had to be hospitalized. It was horrifying. He was charged with a felony, booked and later released on bond. Vitaly claimed he was suffering from a mental breakdown at the time and later apologized. But by then, public opinion had already started to turn. This wasn't just reckless, it was violent. And people were done making excuses for him. And even in between all of these major incidents, there were countless other smaller arrests and detainments. Climbing cranes, disturbing live news broadcasts, invading private property for content. Every stunt was bigger than the last. Every video chased more outrage. And every arrest, instead of slowing him down, seemed to fuel the persona of the untouchable internet bad boy.
Hello?
I'm on the phone.
With who? With your boyfriend?
Yes.
You know what they say, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. And I would love to melt the chocolate out of you. I'm here for one reason and one reason only, to pick up black girls like you.
But it was never going to last, because no matter how many times he dodged real consequences, the list of countries fed up with him kept growing, until one day in 2025, he crossed the wrong line in the wrong place. And that's when the Philippines said, "Not here, not anymore." On June 11, 2025, everything changed. The Filipino authorities had enough. After filing criminal charges including unjust vexation, trespassing, theft, and unauthorized filming, Vitaly was transferred to the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology. That's the BJMP. But make no mistake, this wasn't a department switch. This was a full upgrade to hard mode.
The charges against Zdorovetskiy include unjust vexation, alarm and scandal, and attempted.
BJMP facilities in the Philippines are known for being overcrowded, hot, and merciless. There's no room to stretch out, no gym, no protein shakes, no camera crew, just concrete, rice, and regret. Vitaly had officially been moved to a maximum security prison, treated not as a tourist, but as a local criminal. And that's where he started to lose it. When new photos of Vitaly surfaced online following his transfer to a maximum security prison, the internet lit up with shock. The post captioned, "Fans of streamer and YouTube legend Vitaly are worried about him after this new image appeared online, comparing Vitaly before and after he was detained in the Philippines for filming disruptive pranks on the natives." Fans, former followers, and longtime critics were stunned. The man they remembered, cocky, loud, and built like a Marvel superhero, was gone. No more bulging biceps, no puffed-up chest, no smug grin on his face. What they saw instead was a man who looked hollow.
Oh my God.
Look
There he
at how
is.
tiny he is.
He's definitely lost some
He's a
bulk.
petite little guy now. And the face especially, he looks
different.
Yeah.
Vitaly's face appeared sunken, his eyes darker, and more tired than ever. His jawline, once sharp and camera-ready, now sagged with stress and weight loss. His body had visibly shrunk, and the muscular frame he flaunted online had withered dramatically. It was as if someone had hit the fast-forward button on his aging process. He looked like he'd aged 10 years in just 3 months. The transformation was so drastic that people began asking, what happened? Fans expressed their concerns in the comments section of the post, with one user saying, "Yeah, that's not good. Dang, he went from being on steroids to barely being on breakfast," one user wrote. While another one said, "This is getting crazy." Someone put in a call to @SecRubio. "Looks like a completely different person," one user exclaimed, while another one wrote, "Jail food leans you out apparently." One commented, "Holy smokes, man life is crazy." The answer lies in two brutal realities of jail life: withdrawal and starvation. First, steroid withdrawal. While it hasn't been officially confirmed, insiders from within the prison system have reported that Vitaly began experiencing signs of withdrawal shortly after arriving. Symptoms included arrhythmias, irregular heartbeats, and other physical reactions that closely align with coming off performance enhancers or steroids. These weren't minor side effects. These were serious, system-wide crashes. And unlike the outside world, there's no access to cycles or stacks inside prison. No testosterone boosters. No anabolic agents. No supplements. Just cold turkey withdrawal, locked behind bars.
Prison.
I can now tell you that he is having reactions. He is having arrhythmias. People are speculating in the prison this may be due to withdrawal, whether that's from steroids.
Then comes the second hammer blow: starvation and stress. Conditions inside the BJMP are nothing like the luxury gyms and Whole Foods meals Vitaly may have been used to. Inmates there are served the bare minimum, simple meals made to stretch supplies, not build muscle. For someone who likely needed 3,000 calories a day just to maintain his physique, this was a dietary nightmare. The meals were mostly rice-based and lacked in protein, calories, or nutritional depth. On top of that, the constant stress of jail, the noise, the heat, the overcrowding, and the lack of sleep only amplified the physical decline. So between the withdrawal symptoms and the severe drop in nutrition, the Vitaly we once knew disappeared. In his place is a man physically and mentally drained, smaller, weaker, and visibly broken by the reality he never thought would catch up with him. Then came the bail twist. On June 18, 2025, something happened that gave Vitaly hope. A regional court trial in Tanig approved his request for bail. For a brief moment, it seemed like things were finally turning in his favor. After months of being locked away in a maximum security prison, far removed from the luxury, fame, and fast life he once flaunted online, Vitaly finally got some good news. He smiled, maybe even let out a sigh of relief. In his mind, the nightmare might have been over. But not so fast. The celebration didn't last long, because even though bail was approved, Vitaly wasn't actually released. He didn't walk out of jail into freedom. Instead, he was quietly moved, transferred out of the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology, and sent back to the Bureau of Immigration holding facility at Camp Bagong Diwa. That's because Vitaly, in the eyes of the Philippine government, is more than just a foreign national with a court case. He's officially been labeled an undesirable alien, and that changes everything. According to Immigration Commissioner Joel Anthony Vidayo, bail doesn't mean liberty. He will not be allowed to roam around, Vidayo said firmly, drawing a hard line against the idea that Vitaly would be able to enjoy any form of temporary release. He clarified that the bail was specific to the local charges, such as unjust vexation, harassment, trespassing, and unauthorized recording, but that the immigration laws functions separately. Deportation will not be finalized until all criminal charges are fully resolved, and any imposed penalties are served. In the meantime, Vitaly remains under the control of the Bureau of Immigration. That means constant surveillance, no freedom of movement, no passport, no way out. And the Philippine government is sending a very public message. Celebrity status does not equal special treatment. Vidayo has been crystal clear. justice will be served to the fullest extent. Just days before the transfer, he also stated, "We will not allow our deportation process to be undermined by publicity, tactics, or legal maneuvering." In other words, no amount of YouTube views, viral outrage, or influencer lobbying is going to shake this case loose. Now let's talk about deportation. Normally, after a foreigner breaks the law, they get deported. Not Vitaly, because here's the kicker. Neither Russia nor the United States wants him. Let's start with Russia. The Russian government publicly condemned his behavior, and the U.S. even worse. Vitaly isn't a citizen, just a green card holder. That means the U.S. has zero obligation to take him back. This left the Philippines with one option: keep him detained. Under Philippine law, a foreigner can be held indefinitely if no receiving country steps up. So right now he's stuck in immigration jail with no exit strategy, just yellow shirts and endless hearings.
Interior and Local Government Secretary John Vic Remulla says that Russian vlogger Vitaly Zdorovetskiy will not be deported yet, so he can face the consequences of his actions under Philippine.
Here's where things take a wild turn. Vitaly's chaotic antics didn't just land him in jail, they triggered a legislative response. In direct reaction to his behavior and the rise of streamers like him, the Philippines introduced a brand new data privacy law aimed squarely at in-real-life content creators. The regulation, officially titled NPC Circular Number 2025-1, was rolled out by the National Privacy Commission as a safeguard against unsolicited filming and public H disguised as entertainment. Under this new guideline, all vloggers, live streamers, and content creators operating in public spaces must follow strict rules. They are now legally required to blur any bystanders who appear in their content without prior consent. They must also post visible privacy notices before recording and clearly explain what kind of personal data they're capturing and why. Importantly, this law doesn't just protect children or vulnerable individuals, it applies to everyone. Any face filmed without permission must be obscured, or the creator risks facing civil, criminal, and administrative charges under the Philippines' broader Data Privacy Act.
Like, me and Vitaly never liked each other, but I genuinely feel bad for him, bro, because I felt what he's feeling in Dubai.
Yeah, I think in the Philippines, they don't give a
Oh, they said it. They said it. They're like, we are going to use him as an example.
In essence, Vitaly's reckless filming style and blatant disregard for consent caused enough public outrage that the country had to implement what's effectively a legal patch, a mid-season update to prevent future incidents. The message from Filipino lawmakers is loud and clear. We are not letting this happen again. The backlash has gone all the way to the top. At one point, President Marcos himself broadcasted Vitaly's actions nationally. Clips of Vitaly yelling, "Madam, I'm going to rob you," played on Filipino news and were used to warn other tourists.
Give me your scooter now. Oh my God. Give me your scooter now. No. Give me your scooter now. Give me a ride. No. Yes, you're gonna take a ride.
Ang isa pa nating nakita ngayong linggo, yung kagalit-galit na pinanggagawa ng isang foreign blogger.
Vitaly's case has become a national example, a warning that no matter how many followers you have, you can and will be humbled.
Dugo sa napapanood natin. Nakakalungkot dahil ito isang naging...
Of course, not everyone got the memo. Some Vitaly fans are still in denial. But Philippine Interior Secretary John Vic Remulla said, "Our problem is that Russia is not accepting him. Neither does the U.S., where he is a green card holder. So we don't know where to send him." With no country willing to claim him, Vitaly remains in detention in Manila, awaiting trial and possible imprisonment. Vitaly truly believed he was invincible. He even admitted it in a stream before getting arrested.
The cops will just tell me to stop or we'll get arrested. It might. I'm a tourist. What are they gonna know? Okay, they arrest me. Is it like a bail here?
Like disturbing the peace?
Yeah, that's the whole title. Will I get out of jail next day or no?
I don't know.
Oh.
He thought the consequences were just comments on a screen, that he could scream at strangers, mock cultures, and escape with a slap on the wrist. But the Philippines doesn't play that game. Now he's the punchline of his own prank. So what's next for Vitaly? He's currently stuck in BI custody. He's not facing new charges yet, but he's also not going home. Until a country agrees to accept him, he's a man without a nation. If the criminal charges conclude and sentencing is handed down, only then can his deportation be processed. But if neither Russia nor the U.S. accept him, he'll stay right where he is, stuck and alone. The Philippines Interior Secretary previously said that Vitaly was taken into custody for alleged acts he committed during his stay. Some of his acts were captured on video and circulated online. He will remain there for now in the Bureau of Immigration Detention Facility in Muntinlupa while he awaits his trial here. We will not deport him. He will be held accountable under the law here in the Philippines, Romulo said. In legal limbo, and a constant reminder of how quickly internet fame can turn into real-life consequences. Vitaly went from prank legend to prison cautionary tale, from clout chasing in Manila to sitting on a concrete bench wondering how it all fell apart. He thought his fame was a shield, but reality hit him like a prison gate closing behind him. And the saddest part, he did it to himself. So the next time you see an influencer filming random strangers being obnoxious, yelling for attention, just remember, Vitaly did it too. And now, he's wearing a yellow jumpsuit, asking the world for forgiveness.